Welcome back. This time we're talking about a series of unfortunate events. Season 2, episodes 5 and 6, The Vile Village. The story picks up after yet another bad ending for the Baudelaire children, in which they were unable to rescue the Quagmire triplets. Their guardian Esme Squalor turned out to be a devotee of Count Olaf, and their other guardian, Jerome, is too scared to keep the children if they want to actually pursue their friends still. So Mr. Poe is left to look for yet another guardian, and since he cannot find an individual or pair anymore, this time he turns the children over to an entire village, because, as they say, it takes a village to raise a child. And they decide to go along with this plan because the name of the village is VFD, which is the initials that they heard from the Quagmire triplets during the previous story, and know that it has some connection to both of their parents, as well as all of the other strange things happening, including Count Olaf. Of course, things can't be great for the children, and it turns out that the village wants to adopt these orphans, not out of some altruistic feelings, but instead because if they have children and they're all of their children, then the children are obligated to do all of their chores. The town isn't all bad. There is a gentleman named Hector who takes the children into his home and seems to be a generally nice guy, unlike pretty much everyone else in town. Of course, Count Olaf and his henchmen, who now include Esme Squalor, find the children and set up in town as well, to once again try to get their hands on the Baudelaires. Unlike pretty much every other time Count Olaf has shown up, the children are actually somewhat happy about this, because that means that the Quagmire triplets should be around as well. Meanwhile, like in every other episode of the series, the adult characters get a lot more screen time than they ever did in the books. Overall, this is kind of where I feel like the ongoing pattern that the series has been following begins to get a little tiresome. You have an unreliable caretaker. Count Olaf is there. No one believes the children that Count Olaf is Count Olaf. And like I said, this is where it kind of, for me at least, began to feel like, okay, I've seen this before. The good thing is that the pattern is going to be changing quite soon, and right at the right time. So while I did feel like this did drag a little bit in the middle when we were just dealing with Count Olaf being Count Olaf, and the townsfolk not believing he's there. Overall, it builds to a solid and emotional climax, and really kind of starts the series on a slightly new direction. I think I can say that without it being a spoiler. But overall, like I said, this is an enjoyable episode. I can't imagine the amount of work that goes into the set design and direction of this series, because essentially every story is set somewhere new. They never go back to the same place. So all of the work that they put into creating these wonderful, unique, quirky, absurd sets is essentially for 2 episodes, and then they move on. And again, they essentially create this entire village and mythology behind it. Obviously, the mythology is from the books, and the Lemony Snicket books are really good. I really want to, if anything else, watching the series is making me want to reread the books, because it has been quite a few years since I actually read them. But overall, solid episode, emotional episode, and really sort of the turning point for the series. So for now, I'm going to turn it over to you. If you've seen The Vile Village, what did you think about it? As always, you can subscribe to my channel, check out some of my other reviews, and until next time, be careful of places with too many rules.